5 seconds. So, welcome everyone to yet another exciting, interesting session on inclusion and diversity by Fluke. I'm joined here with Thomas and Anna. Thomas Butsen, who is a senior corporate recruiter in Fluke EMEA, and Anna Latanzio, who's a process innovation manager at Fluke. Uh, Fluke, as you know already, you may have joined the session in the morning from the CEO of Fluke, as you know, is quite ahead in terms of diversity and inclusion and how they engage, especially international talents. So we are really looking forward to your session, Thomas and Anna. With that, I give the floor to you.
Very good. I will share my screen. Give me a second. Should be visible right now.
Yeah.
There we go. So first of all, thanks everybody for joining in. It's really cool to be here. We're excited about it that you're joining. It's also kind of funny because we can't see you at this point, or at least I can't see. Maybe Anna can. Kavita, thanks for introducing us as well. Really great that we have this opportunity to be here and present about ourselves, but more about Fluke and the way we work at Fluke and what innovations we try to achieve. So our topic today will be about the diversity and inclusion, of course. Let me go to the next slide. So like Kavita already introduced us, I'm Thomas. I'm the senior corporate recruiter. And Anna will introduce herself as well. Anna, if you want, you can start off with your introduction first.
Yes, I'm Anna Latanzio. Working for customer support since 6 years this year. So, and second year as an ambassador for a women program. Very happy to be here in this program, and we will show a little bit how Fluke works in investing in talent. So thank you, Thomas.
Very good. So I'm Thomas. I've been with Fluke for 2.5 years. Started off as junior recruiter and had the opportunity to grow a little bit into a senior corporate recruiter. I have a small team, and with my team, I try to support Fluke all over EMEA, so EMEA as a region, on recruitment. And so far, it's been really fun, really exciting, and it's a great opportunity in general. So let's go to the agenda, which we'll discuss today.
Yeah, thank you, Thomas, for the introduction. And we will go through the agenda. We have 4 main points today that we are going to discuss. The first 2 are related to Fluke and customer support introduction, and with attention on inclusion and diversity. Then Thomas will explain a little bit how the recruitment part is done in Fluke and how we attract talent in Fluke, and then how we support in Fluke international talent in growth. So next slide, maybe I will.
Right, let's start with introducing Fluke. We have a great quote as well about our diversity and inclusion, which take time for it to read. I will just jump off with some details about Fluke, which I think I'm really excited about to talk about, because Paul, I think he would have given a better introduction than me, but let me try to do my best. So Fluke is a company that has many offices in EMEA. You can think about Sweden, UK, Germany. Our head office in the Netherlands, we just moved to a new building, which is a really cool building. It's brand new and it's called the Factory of the Future, which is nice. We have roughly, I think, 17 or 1,800 people working in just EMEA. Then there's a mother company called Fortive, and it's a Fortune 500 company, which we're proud of. And Fluke has been around for quite a while, since 1948. It's been started by John Fluke, and his vision was that he wanted to create a better way of measuring power. And he did that by, when starting at GE, He did that by using the tools that he knew and using his knowledge to build a better multimeter. So that's what what brings us up to this point. We have products in a lot of fields. So you can think about, for example, networks, where we have specialized tools to check for networks. We have specialized tools for health solutions. So in times of COVID, you can think about, for example, a analyzer for respirators, where you can see how much air is going through a respirator. So it can help people during COVID, but also radiation checkers. And then, of course, also our basic of tools, which can be quite elaborate, but they are focused on testing and measuring in the electrical field. So the quote is, we all have a role in building a community where everyone belongs, where you can speak your mind, be yourself, and feel supported. It's how we achieve more together for each other and for our customers and for the world. And I think that's the hammer on the head where it comes to the way we feel about recruiting at Fluke as well, or helping talent as Anna does, because this is it's a place for everybody. I'll go to the next slide.
Thank you, Thomas, for the introduction. Now I would like to introduce you to customer support by quoting John Fluke, the founder of Fluke Electronics. Our customers have the right to get a little more than what they pay for. So this means that a customer and customer support have a key role within the company. As shown in this picture, customer support is a central point of contact for all the departments and also for our customers. So if we need properly serve the customers, we need to speak their language. This is the reason why we have multiple internationals applying for a CSA position. We have many country and nationality in CS. If we think about inclusion and diversity in customer support, I think there are four main points in inclusion and diversity in customer support. First of all, international environment and entry position for growth within the company. This means that an international workforce can help to empathize with the customer, so we can help them to the best as we can. The second one, it's a diverse perspective leads innovation and creativity. So an innovative and international workforce can expose the customer service team to various perspective, experience, and opinion. And on top of this, they will be able to share various ideas and come up with the original solution in a more creative way. In order to foster innovation, it's very important to support collaboration within across the team. And for example, we do a lot of brainstorming session, job shadowing, and so on. So the third point that we have here on the slide is creating a culture of continuous engagement and learnings. In Fluke, we truly believe that best team wins. We are one big family, and day-by-day engagements is the key. So moreover, CS has the opportunity to grow in an international company with diversity and inclusion focus, as also Paul this morning says during the first session. And the last but not the least, the diversified team solve the problem faster. Studies have shown that an intercultural and diversified environment help company to grow, and peers are more engaged in learning, and therefore they solve the problem faster. So now Thomas is the the floor is for you. Next slide.
Right. So, our target group today has been well supported by the Expat Spouse Initiative, and of course, Kavita also in special. And we're really happy to work with her. I think she's given us this insight in what attracting talent means for EMEA, but definitely for the Netherlands, where she's given us insights in where do people look for, what are maybe the struggles that they have, and what can we do to support people in this region to find a role that really fits them. So what we've done is we made job adverts which are inclusive. There are a few ways that we did that. So first of all, of course, we work with the manager to try to see how we can make a role attractive by using certain tips which we found online with checklists to keep the text comprehensible for anyone who wants to apply. But next to that, to attract people, we also look at how can we attract more females than males, or actually equal, right? So what we do, and I think this is really cool to look up yourself as well. You can use this not just for job text, but you can use it for a lot of stuff. Also, maybe if you are in marketing or you're in sales and you want to sell something, it's really good to look at this tool called the Gender Decoder. It's a tool that helps you to define a text so that it's gender neutral. It helps you to understand what text is male or female coded, and it helps me, and it helps definitely a lot of applicants to understand better if the role would be a fit for them or not. So we've been using this since 2019, and the effect of it is that it's quite it has a good impact. We see that there are more female applying because they have the feeling that the role is a better fit for them than maybe it was in the past when it was more male coded. And you can think about words like leading or KPI, which are quite male coded, and supporting, and supporting, which is more female coded. So of course, we try to find a good balance in there, but it's definitely something that has been supporting us a lot in attracting more women into our workforce. So looking at attracting talent, there was a 2.9 unemployment rate in the Netherlands. This is almost historically low. And it meant that it was harder and harder to attract talent. So we had to be creative as well. And what we did is we find more ways to post roles and to attract candidates. So for example, we used LinkedIn, of course, which everybody uses. But we also use a website called I'm Expat. It's a website where you can post roles for international candidates that live in Europe and especially live in Netherlands. So these could be expats, like yourself, that are searching for a new opportunity in this region, and they would be then in the know that it's a role that is fit for international candidates, where you maybe don't even need the native language like Dutch, but you could fit in with different languages. So again, something really cool that helped us along the way in the last year to attract candidates. So the next part is screening and interviewing for talent. It's very important for us that we keep an open mind during interviewing, and also definitely during screening. Screening to us means that we get, of course, a number of applicants, and these applicants have written down what their passion is, what they've been doing for the last couple of years, what they're excited about, what their talents are. But most of the time, it's more, let's say, strictly written in facts. So we don't always see their preferences, or we don't always see why there's, for example, a gap here, or why they've made certain choices in the past in their resume. So it means for us that we try to keep an open mind a little bit more, or actually a lot more, and inform managers on how to do that. So how can we inform managers on, why there's a gap in a resume? Because this doesn't make applicants less competent. It means that maybe you've spent time on something that wasn't work. Maybe you took a gap year and traveled, or maybe you've had kids and you want to stay home for a little while. These are really valid and good reasons And it doesn't mean that you have less of a talent that we can definitely use at Fluke. So feel welcome to apply if you have that. And also we understand that as an expat, that you're traveling here and you need time to adjust. Sometimes you need 3, 4, 5 months, or even a year to adjust to a new country. And we understand that if you do that, you still need to find a good opportunity in the Netherlands to have that start again. And we want to support you in that. So as a recruitment team, and this includes, of course, the hiring manager, we try to see also for multiple opportunities for you. So, coming from maybe a marketing or a sales or a finance background in your study, it doesn't mean that that's per se the path you want to follow directly after your study. And I think Anna knows that very well. Anna from customer support also knows that there's an influx of candidates that are from different backgrounds, so different studies or even different roles that they had in the past and now looking for something else. And to us, that's only really interesting because we can see that you have a certain talent, you want to develop that, but you don't have experience in it yet. So we are going to try to support you on it. But this journey, this continues working at Fluke. So it means that if you are given this chance, for example, to work at customer support, we also see that this is an option for us to look at your skills and see if you want to apply them somewhere else as well. And we will try to support you in it. So during the interviews, what we've changed over the last year, and we're going to implement even more the next years, is that we want to have a more diverse panel. This is tough. We're a technical company. We know we're quite male-oriented, and we want to change it. We want to put the focus on females. We want to put the focus on diversity and inclusion, and we're going to do this by having a more diverse panel. And we hopefully, this will also drive diversity in our, in our work field, but it will also support us more because we feel that the more diversity we have, the better we perform. So that's really a fantastic opportunity that we're trying to take. Anna, I hope you're ready for the next slide.
Yes, thank you, Thomas. So we are at the stage that we found our talent and is working at Fluke, and we want to support them, him or she. We want to support. So then, how can we help talent grow and include each Fluke individual in the company? There are some different tools that actually we can use. Here, I will focus on D4G, which is called the Development for Growth. How does it work? This is an annual cycle in which we discuss the growing path, the future opportunity. So conversation between peers and direct manager help in setting the goals and overcoming difficulties. You can discuss individual path with your direct manager to develop yourself and achieve your goals. Here you can see there is a set a SMART goal. Set a SMART goal is used as a guide for goal setting. SMART is actually the acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. So that we make sure that all employees have the same chance to reach their own goal and feel included in Fluke. Next slide, please. Thank you. So another tool that we have in Fluke is called Gemba Exchange Program. What is Gemba? It's a Japanese word to define the place where all happens. This is related to the Toyota production system based on the lean principle. And we use a lot in Fluke because it's part of our Fortive business system terminology. There are some words from the Toyota chairman Cho that says, go see, ask why, and show respect. This is famous on basic on lean principle. And this is the basic of related to the Gamba walks. And this is also applied in our Gamba exchange. So how does this work? The Gamba exchange program is a peer who wants to be part of this program will be listed into the program, choose a department, and the coordinator will arrange a full day in which they participate in a daily task, and they will participate. They will work together with the team they are joining. So this is actually a way to include the talent in the process and in between department activities. There are some good results on the Gamba exchange program. For example, it leads to an inclusive environment. Moreover, people are aware of the other departmental process. Then employers can be more open-minded to change a department and develop themselves. If they want to change department, of course, it's their decision. And it is a really great asset which help improving interdepartmental communication and creates an open door environment. With this said, this particular tool has been very successful in Fluke, and there are many examples of colleagues who have moved into another department, and that has helped them a lot in their professional growth within Fluke. There are some examples of success story in Fluke. For example, in our sales ops environment, there were people moving from CS role to finance. Also, after a Gamba exchange or after programming the development plan, or from a CS to Oracle IT team, from service to IT, from inside sales to marketing, from CS to operation. So there are a lot of possibility in Fluke if you really want to grow. This is a way, a very good way to have a big picture of the company and grow with it. So yeah, this is our Gamba exchange program. So
thanks, Anna. Thanks for elaborating. Also to add on that, so what Anna is mentioning is that there's a Gamba exchange program, which means that you'll have the opportunity to look into a different department. That is for a day, if I'm correct, Anna.
yes. Yeah.
Then there's also an Ignite program. So we're of course elaborating a lot about our internal programs, but what we like about those programs is that they help you find a new start within Fluke or help you start a new career. And we noticed that there's a lot of people who are expats that are struggling sometimes to find a role and quickly grow into a company. Or they have the feeling that sometimes they have to start in a lower role because they are now an expat, and for them it means that they have to start in a lower role. And we feel that we try to understand how we can support you best in that. And if you even have the feeling that you start lower, you get a quick opportunity to grow as fast as you can. And this is what this program does, the exchange program.
I also myself, I'm an international expat. So I started, I moved from Italy, I came to Fluke. Was my first job in the Netherlands. And yeah, I'm one of the example, let's say, that you can grow within this company. So
Exactly.
yeah.
And give back as well, right? Now you
Yeah,
are
sure. Yes.
enabling other internationals to find Fluke. That was really an interesting session. I'm wondering how it's resonating with the audience. For starters, maybe let's turn off the presentation, but then we can see both of you more.
I will check the panel. Maybe we can see some question there.
Good.
So if you have any questions, please share with Anna and Thomas. But maybe I can get started to encourage the audience to get talking. Let's maybe stop screen sharing so we can see you better.
Give me a second. Oh.
I really, I mean, I was amazed when I found out about this approach that Fluke has, because this is exactly what we need in a place like Eindhoven, which is fastly internationalizing. And when you have all these local international talents, you kind of come into a friction with existing systems and how to best use people who are different, who approach things differently, and may not know how to work with the system. So it's quite ahead, I think, for the region. So what I really found interesting is it works from both ways in a sense. You shared the quote by your founder, which said the customer always has the right to um, have a little bit more than what he or she paid for, and in a way, when you start at the customer service department and grow into the company, go to finance or IT and so on, then you carry that empathy for the customer. So in a way, you're realizing the vision, which is top down, but also you're really empowering someone bottom up. What do you think are some of the challenges you face, though? Because it's quite different to how what people are used to.
Yeah, I think there's challenges for, well, if I talk about myself, Anna, because you have different challenges I
Yeah,
think than I
sure.
have.
No, yeah.
So the challenges that we have is attracting females to a technological company, right? This is what we really want to emphasize on, and also attracting international talent. So it's a tough market to find talent, and we want to put the emphasis on that. Look beyond what the product is that the company makes, and see if the philosophy of the company would interest you if you would apply for it. So that's a struggle that we have. How can we make it more inclusive to the outside world to apply at Fluke?
Yeah, I think the product is um, a little male decoded, I guess.
Yeah.
I- and that can be a challenge. We actually have the first question from a talent who says, "I've graduated my master at Maastricht University. What's the best way to start to join in Fluke? Should I do the Gamba exchange program first or apply for a job immediately?"
Yeah, so the Gamba exchange is once you're already working at Fluke. This is when you then get the opportunity to see in other departments. Maybe, like Anna said, if you're working at customer support and you want to maybe, because I'm wondering what masters she has done in Maastricht.
Itgel, if you are listening, what's your field? Uh, what's your specialization of your master's?
But anyway, always apply, but try to see what really interests you.
Yeah.
There are roles that we have for, let's call it junior or starter roles. We have them. We're also seeing if we can have university internships. That's something that we are working on right now, so that you have a better feeling after your internship if you want to join Fluke or not. But for sure, there are a lot of interesting roles. And to support Anna as well, what we see a lot is applicants that have a university degree and find customer support, and I have to not belittle it, but they find it maybe not the best way to enter a company at customer support. And we feel it's one of the best ways of entering a company because we have quite a broad range of products. We have a lot of customers you will be supporting all over EMEA. So it's quite a tough role, and it gives you the skills and it builds the expertise to then fit into a lot of other roles like finance or sales or marketing. So if you feel that it's tough to find a role in your direct field, give it a chance at customer support. Otherwise, you can always email me and we can see what we can do best for you.
To add as well, yeah, sometimes the challenge is to see yourself into another role. This is what I face at the beginning when I started. I came here into the Netherlands because with a master degree in international communication and languages, which is more on the teaching side. So for me, it was not easy to see myself into another role. And yeah, sometimes we see one job position. We check the list and we tick the box, and we say, okay, I will not apply because it's not my field. But I will encourage the other to apply and let the recruiter do their job than to screening your
And
your
you
CV.
explained that the ambience in the customer service department,
Yeah.
where how you work and so on, and like what Thomas said, that's exactly the challenge, maybe to get a feel for what's happening inside, where it could really be good for you to find your way in, and you will miss the opportunity when you as a talent only think about it as a um, based on the profile as well, that this is a customer service role or this
Yeah,
is.
true. But what Anna is saying is really true. That and this is again also putting the emphasis on the gender decoder that we use. So to see if we can change text from male to female coded, is that it's not just females, but also sometimes males who look at a text and think, I don't have the skills for all of the requirements. Should I apply or not? And we're not saying just apply on anything that you like, but we're saying if you miss one or two skills, don't be afraid to try it anyway, because you might be the person we are going to pick out because we see something in your profile besides the experience that you have. Maybe you have done a hobby, or you've done maybe a student board that you are part of that has a resemblance of the roles that we're looking for. So this is what we really try to put the emphasis on. You don't create a barrier for yourself so that you think that you're not a fit, although you are.
Yeah. Completely agree. The So It Girl has gotten back saying she has a international business and strategic corporate finance background. So I think that might actually be a match. So I suggest It Girl you get in touch with Fluke in their booth, or with Thomas and Anna. There is another question: how does Fluke measure if the employer brand matches the expectation of new hires?
That's a hard KPI to set for yourself if we have a good employer brand. We do a lot of voice of customer, so we try to see the way our brand reflects to what we think. When it comes to when it comes to engineers and who know our brand, they say that we have a really good brand proposition. We have a market leading strategy. We have market leading products that have a really high quality. But when it comes to employees, that's different. They, you don't know if they can be as exuberant about the product as the engineers are in the field. So that's hard to measure. But to be honest, it's always something that we're trying to improve. I think that the branding and then it's also, of course, employer branding and recruitment branding is something that we're working really hard on, because we think that we have a great company where you are a good fit and have an opportunity to grow. We have a learning and development team that is supporting us in where we want to grow to. I think the benefits are great. We have a beautiful building. I think there's a lot of stuff which is going for us. But sometimes the bigger companies, also the big companies in a region like ASML, of course, they have a big name as well, which we're trying to compete with.
Yeah, also to add to that, every employee, at least in customer support, they are receiving trainings on the product from tech support. And there is a platform that we have, and everyone can log in and follow the training there on the product. This, of course, you are able to see how the new product work, and moreover serve the customer as best as you can. So
Yeah, exactly. I mean, in my experience, getting to know Fluke relatively recently, it's been such a pleasant surprise. You can really relate to, you practice what you preach, you can sense several aspects of inclusion, but a really very international friendly company, which you may not really expect to in the beginning. So in a way, as a talent and as applicants, you also have to kind of overcome your biases sometimes. And this session helped us to get to know Fluke a little bit better. So thank you, both of you, Thomas and Anna, for joining us today. And I ask everybody who's tuned in to reach out to them
Yeah,
through their contact. Thank you so much.
thank you so much.
Thanks for the kind words.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks all for joining in, and we really hope that we have supported you in your search for a new role, and we are happy to answer more questions in the future. So again, like Kavita said, feel free to reach out to us.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. See you all soon.
Yeah.
Thank you all. Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.